Hey everybody, a edition of Brown's Thoughts here on this Monday morning. An interesting story that is starting to dominate the early NFL offseason is some as you know I've long spoken about that I don't think either one of these quarterbacks, as much as I prefer Cam Ward over Shedeur Sanders, I wouldn't take either one of these quarterbacks if I were the Browns at number two. Um, but an interesting wrinkle into this offseason when it comes to quarterbacks is Matthew Stafford, the Los Angeles Rams quarterback, won the Super Bowl not too long ago. Almost got the Rams to the NFC title game, and might have gotten into the Super Bowl if the weather had been better in Philadelphia in the divisional round. But that's a separate issue. So Matthew Stafford, apparently him and his agent are looking at his value and assessing that. And there's rumors now that the Giants may be interested in trading for him. And Albert Breer brought this up in his weekly column and also via Twitter that the Cleveland Browns would be interested in Matthew Stafford as a potential option at quarterback because clearly they're going to need to take a quarterback or they're going to need to pick up a quarterback, sign a quarterback, trade for a quarterback. And I will tell you that to me, this is honestly one of the best options that the Browns could possibly have. And I would much rather have Matthew Stafford on my team as opposed to Shedeur Sanders or Cam Ward. But mostly I think there's a real possibility that Cam Ward goes number 1 to the Tennessee Titans. And if that's the case, then you're left with, taking the best player on the board or you take a quarterback. So the point here is I don't know what this stigma is against Matthew Stafford because of what happened in Detroit. I thought we were past all of that with him winning the Super Bowl with the Rams not too long ago. It was a great season. He might have won the MVP, but Cooper Kupp was just so phenomenal in that game that it was just hard to ignore that. So, um, but the Rams are clearly going in a different direction. Cooper Kupp is on the way out. It's clearly going to be Puka Nakua's team. This Rams team is getting younger. Aaron Donald has since retired. Like it's very clear that the Rams are going in a different direction. So I would not be surprised to see Matthew Stafford get moved. Because clearly the organization is a little bit pissed off at his wife's behavior on social media via her podcast. But that being said, Matthew Stafford still has something to offer an organization. And it'll be interesting to see the price that it would cost a team to do it. But if you're the Cleveland Browns, you really have to look into this because to me, I would much rather take my swing at Matthew Stafford as a veteran quarterback and, take my chances there. I know I've said that they're not a quarterback away, but if you're trying to convince yourself that you could be a team that could compete and you have pieces, Matthew Stafford is a hell of a lot better option than taking a rookie quarterback that I think there is a certain ceiling with Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders. I'm not saying that they can't be good in the NFL. I just don't think that the investment that you're going to make with the number 2 overall pick, and for the record, I do not think that if the Browns were to make a trade for Matthew Stafford, that they would have to give up a first-round pick this year. That's insane to think about. Matthew Stafford's in his late 30s. He's getting towards the end of his career, but he still has something he can offer an organization. You saw it through the snow. He almost beat the Eagles. Like, hell, I would tell you this, that out of all the teams in the playoffs, the team that came the closest to beating the Philadelphia Eagles, the NFL champion, the Super Bowl champions this year, was the Los Angeles Rams. And a lot of it had to do with the way Matthew Stafford played in the snow in divisional round weekend. Green Bay, Philly destroyed them. We know what happened with Washington. We obviously know what happened in the Super Bowl. Matthew Stafford is a damn good quarterback. And I really hope that the Browns at least, consider this as a possibility over mortgaging your future to a different degree with taking a rookie quarterback and going the other way. I understand that there will be some reservations about trading for another veteran quarterback, one that's older than Deshaun Watson. But let me tell you this, I've seen it before and I'll say it again. When healthy, Matthew Stafford is about as good as there is in the NFL. Like, he's not Mahomes, he's not He's not Allen, he's not Lamar, but he's in that second or third tier of quarterback, and I think that's worth looking at if you're the Cleveland Browns. So, I think that that's definitely something that they need to look at, and, if you're one of these people who's just trying to keep pushing this narrative that Shedeur Sanders is somehow a great option at number 2, we need to stop. I would much rather take a veteran quarterback, and I would much rather trade for somebody like a Matthew Stafford. So, what are we talking about here? I think this is a good idea. The Browns should at least consider it. I don't trust the front office, but that's it. Anyway, I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.